This book, Tried and True, Revelations of a Rebellious Youth, spans experiences, your personal experiences, between October 2006 to October 2010. And it started after leaving university and returning to Jamaica. It is very clear from reading your book that you are a middle-class youth. You have a middle-class background, and you said it in a very peculiar way. Somewhere when you're describing yourself like Bookman, I'll come back to that.
Yes.
Remember that line, right? You have acknowledged that you have a middle-class background, and I want you to describe to us before we even get inside of the book. We need to find out about this background because it really helps us to understand your tribulations having come back from university. So let us talk about the very beginning. Where were you raised? Where were you born? That kind of thing.
Well, Vineyard Road, Vineyard Town was my existence for the first 7 years of my life.
You're joking?
Yes, man. I was born in St. Joseph's Hospital on the 4th of November, 82. And then I lived up the road, 63D Deanery Road, which is Crystal Apartments. And I went to a prep school called St. Teresa's Prep, which was a stone's throw away from my home.
That's exactly where I raised my children.
Really?
And they're exactly your age.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And to tell you, you probably know that.
See, they know.
What is happening here on Soul to Soul?
Cannot teach a mystic.
What is happening on Soul to Soul? You're serious, Bookman?
Very serious. Very, very serious.
Okay, yes. So that's where you're raised. I know you're very well.
Yes, my radius was around my home. My mother started with that I had a sense of not straying too far.
Right.
But for the first 7 years of my life, I never left that road. I mean, maybe she took me to the plazas or something, and I know the plazas, but I really didn't know much more of Jamaica. My scope, my geographic scope was very, very short.
So where you said you went to school?
St. Teresa's.
That's where they used to have karate classes?
Yeah, man. My sister did karate there, and I started there as well.
My children did karate here.
So then we're probably the link close then, man.
I'm sure you know them.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Isn't that amazing?
Yes,
so
man.
Were you an only child? How many children in the family?
My mother had a daughter first, and she's about almost 10 years older than me, 9.5 years older than me.
Okay.
So I grew up like an only child, because when I came now, she was doing her high school thing, and when I'm coming of age now into, little pitney running up and down, it's just me and the other little pitneys around, so I grew up kind of like an only child. People tell me that I behave like an only child.
You feel like an only child?
Yeah, I kind of do.
All right. And what was that like?
Well, in terms of what?
In terms of, growing up, a lot of people think that only children are selfish, or did your mother ensure that as an only child you shared, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm sure she did. And I don't feel like I was a selfish person. I grew up in as I said, it was an apartment building, so when it was time to play, all the kids come out of them various apartments and we go downstairs and there's this empty pool and we go and run up and down in the pool so I learned to get along, and I think I was pretty well socialized,
My goodness me, I know the apartment's so good you're starting to frighten me.
Yeah.
Lord, trust me. I mean, that is exactly where I am from and all of this, but so she never ever make her go down by the bridge.
No, yeah, man. Oh, the bridge, yes, man. Yeah, man. And when you have to go across the road to the shop and everything, yeah, man. Yeah, man. We do them things. Walk past the post office and go up the road a little bit, past St. Teresa a little bit.
Right.
But after I pass St. Teresa now, I kind of just start turn back now because my usual daily routine is walking to St. Teresa in the morning and walking home in the evening and then playing in the apartment. You
were too young to be part of the conversations on the bridge with Neville Bell and Alan Skillcool.
Yeah.
And the whole of them come from that very same vicinity.
Man. And every time I go back there, I kind of hang out by the bridge.
Okay.
I mean, nobody really remembers me, because I left when I was 7 years old and moved to somewhere else. But when I hang out there, I feel this familiar vibes, and I will see I think the last time I was there, I saw Skillcool down the road, and I was like, good energy.
It's a whole thing.
Yes, man.
About there, sir. Mm-hmm. And them sit down and them talk about football and them quarrel.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All sort of something going on there.
Jeffrey Maxwell passed through more time and them disagree. Yeah. And the spanner and the whole of them. So it's a very rich history.
Yes,
that place has,
Very, very, very. You feel it every time you go.
Wow.
Yeah,
all right. So after seven, what happened?
Mommy moved to Forest Hill Gardens, which many people don't know Forest Hill Gardens because it's annexed to Meadowbrook Estate, and Meadowbrook Estate is the popular neighborhood on that side at the foot of Red Hills.
Right.
But I think my house was actually the last house on the last street of Forest Hill Garden, and then behind my wall, that road over there begins Meadowbrook Estate.
Okay.
So, those were great times. I made a lot of, good childhood friends, and we used to play ball, scrimmage in the street.
Forest Hill Gardens is a little different from Vineyard Town. What was the transition like?
I would say it was upward mobility for my mother. She's originally from Clarendon, so she moved to Kingston when she was very young. Right after high school, she went to Clarendon College, and she started working at Scotiabank when she was, I believe, 19. And she's still there today. She has never left Scotiabank.
Really?
Yeah, man.
And what was that experience like for you to have a mother who is in the bank?
I didn't get any particular feeling from it. I mean, I love going to her office because everybody there is friendly, and them love when the little kids come in and them sweet me up, and I can take things off of them desk and staple my finger and them kind of thing there. But I grew to appreciate mommy very much because I realized at the trajectory of my life, every time she did better, she taking me with her.
Wow.
She's bringing me with her. I'm not really contributing anything. I'm just the son.
Wow.
And I'm reaping the fruits of her labor. So I appreciate, the mother's love,
They say educate a woman, and you educate the entire family.
Yes.
And that's testimony a while ago?
Yes, man. Women run the nation.
Absolutely.
True.
Beautiful. All right. And high school?
So I went to Campion College. I was already living in Meadowbrook Estate side at that time, and I got into Campion College. And
board?
No, we didn't have to board. I didn't have
travel back and forth?
Yeah, it's not that.
Where's Campion College?
Campion is Hope Road.
Oh, Campion.
Yeah, man, Campion.
I am thinking.
The oft-forgotten Campion.
I'm so sorry, my love. I'm thinking the other one. Yes, Monroe.
Man. Oh, okay, yeah, man. I went to Campion, and
right.
That now was a big eye-opener for me because I'm now next to the sons and daughters of, people who are really literally running the country with their money.
Landed gentry.
Yeah, man. So I'm there, and I got a real, good eye-opener. And I'm also young and impressionable, so I'm even trying to fit in with that crowd as well. But I always felt this thing about, like, a kind of double world that I live in, because Jamaica is so it's so, the dichotomy of the class situation in Jamaica is such that when I was like having a birthday party or something, and I invite my Campion friends, and I invite like my Vineyard town friends, and we all get together, I will see like people, one side of the room is Campion and one side of the room is there's no intermingling, there's whispers about the other side, But it's all jovial, and they're all behaving well and whatever, but you can tell these subtle undertones that many people miss about how we deal with each other in Jamaica. And you picked up that from that
Yeah,
I picked up that from a very, very, very early age.
It's very interesting that you should say that. There's a friend of mine whose son did very well in primary school, and he passed for Campion because of his grades.
Right.
And when he got to Campion, he was so excited about going to Campion. But his socio-economic background was so different from the others there that his parents took the decision to move him.
Yeah, man, it's rough. That school can be rough for people who not prepared for that kind of situation, I remember when I was going there, I was one of, I could take my two hands and count how many people in the entire Campion College at that time took the bus to and from school. I was one of them.
You're joking.
Yeah, so I can recognize people who I would sit on the outside or in the buses or walking down the street because everybody else get pick up. Everybody else get pick up. Now I see a lot more Campion uniforms in the street now.
Yes.
Because, eventually more people get in who initially maybe the people who founded the school never had those people in mind.
Right.
But now the thing look more balanced,
My friend went to school just about the time you went there. So I know exactly what was happening there.
Yes, man.
Okay, interesting. And you find that the differences in your background, the fact that you did Vineyard Town, you did Forest Gardens, and then you went to Campion. It helped to make you conscious of all these things.
Oh, most definitely. It was training ground. It was training ground, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yes,
all right.